supposed to be the happiest day of my life. And I was getting married that night. I woke up early. I had a shower, spent some time with my father and my mom. And then I went to the barber. I used to have longer hair before that. And they prepared myself. And after the traditional way for Jordanians, which is the zaffe, took place in the lobby of the hotel. A terror have strike in Amman, Jordan, and it wrapped my wedding reception. Immediately I lost my father, my father-in-law, and a couple of relatives. Then we were almost in shock. I realized that there is something unusual happened in there. We did not realize in the beginning it was a terror attack. A suicide bomber went into my reception a bar room and bombed himself. After that, that night I did not sleep. I was running all over the hospitals because I do remember that I saw the brain of my father was outside and my mom was crying and trying to, and she was asking me, still, is there a spirit in your father? Is he alive? And I spoke to her and saying, oh, maybe he's fine. The people now and our friends will take him to the hospital. We will know in a short while. So this is what happened almost nine years ago. And I just remember it just like it's yesterday. It never goes from my mind. When I see that there is a bombing anywhere, I just remember what happened to me, what happened to my family, and how we can stop these acts from happening in other places. Believe me, from the inside, this has nothing to do with our thoughts, our holy book. The holy book says it clearly that we are not allowed to kill innocent people. How they can justify killing people in my wedding? How they can justify killing people in Saudi Arabia, in Afghanistan? If we go back now and look deeper to the terroristic attack in the past 10 years, we will know that there is more than 88,000 people, Muslims, have been killed by these groups. They have killed more Muslims than Westerns. How they can manipulate the name of God just to express their ideas. If we are not unified and standing for each other, this will be very hard on everyone, because if we will just sit and think that, oh, what happened to us and it's going to affect us, then these groups achieve their targets. I've noticed that they are targeting teenagers and they are trying to brainwash them so they can accept their ideologies and follow what the leaders said without thinking. So I'm pretty sure that we have a way to confront this by speaking to young generation. There is a question asked, why they are killing us? We are brothers in humanity. All of us have the right to live on this planet. Nobody can judge our acts. As I told you, they are acting as they are the swords of God on earth and trying to judge the communities that they are living in. But on the other hand, they don't represent anything rather than they are themselves, and they are cowards. There is people who are doing this stuff, and there is people who are living with this stuff. So victims are living with this for the rest of their life. So if they can speak and tell their experience, maybe by telling your story, you will stop helping these groups. In 2008, I was at the UN, in the United Nations, and I was a speaker representing the Jordanian victims. And then after that, for 1 year, I had to connect through some other victims who were in the UN in that symposium. We decided to move ahead with our ideas and to start our own organization. I don't give up easily. There is always a way to solve any problem. There is always a hope, and this is what is giving me the strength to continue. And I would like to make sure that my kids have a better future than what we have faced in our life. You can imagine that this can be stopped. If you suspect with anyone that he have an extreme ideas and you just cut his manpower, you will achieve then by stopping these acts. We can do that together. It cannot be done by one part, which is the victim parts or the survivor parts. It has to be an equal venture between survivors and regular communities. Well, I can tell them that if you have the guts to put your eyes in our eyes and tell us the truth, why you are killing us, please, we are welcoming you. Let's hear what you have so we can confront your ideas with our beliefs. My wedding ceremony was wrapped by a bomb explosion, killing 27 people from my family, including my father, my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law.